We take one more Facebook question, then I'll alternate back to the live questions. 888 Ask Hank. Donato, listening, I don't know where Donato is, but the question, why did God leave room for people to be in doubt over his existence and love for his created children? Well, I'll tell you what, if there is doubt, it is only because of neglect. The reality is you can see God's love manifest in so many different ways. You know, the rain falls on the just and the unjust, and God's loving kindness is everlasting. But the God we serve is not only a God of love, he is a God of justice. And we wouldn't want it any other way. Could you imagine going to a courtroom, someone rapes your daughter, you're watching the trial unfold, and the judge says, well, boys will be boys. Or can you imagine Hitler dying in the comforting arms of his mistress with no eternal consequences? A full-orbed view of God is a recognition that God is both a God of love and a God of justice. And his love for his creation extends not only to the fact that we can see God in his created handiwork. You know, as Pascal said, God dwells in enough light, so if you want to find him, you will, and he dwells enough in enough obscurity, so if you don't want to find him, you won't. But he gives you all the light that is necessary, and then he puts a knowledge of himself on the tablet of your consciousness. I mean, this is just incredible when you think about it. And on top of all of that, his love for the world is ultimately manifest in that the image of the invisible God, the firstborn over all creation, for by him all things were created, things in heaven and on earth, visible and invisible, whether thrones or rulers or powers or authorities. All things were created by him and for him. He is before all things, and in him all things hold together. He's the head of his body, the church. Think about Christ, the image of the invisible God, coming into time and space so that we could know him. And not only living an absolutely perfect life, the quintessential model, the second Adam, but then suffering more than any human being, more than the cumulative sufferings of all humanity so that we could be reconciled to him for time and for eternity. So the question, why did God leave room for people to be in any doubt? Answer, he did not. There's no doubt about his existence. You look at the stars, you know there is a star creator. And his love for his dear children manifest in the person and work of Jesus Christ. I see if I can add this real quickly because we're almost up to a hard break. But Paul said, from one man God created every nation of men that they should inhabit the whole earth. He determined the exact times and place that they should live, and he did that so that men might reach out for him and find him, though he is not far from each one of us. Again, we're coming to a station break. We'll be back